Sometimes a luxury professional will ask me, Andre, how did you get involved in luxury? They might look at my background and they might not see the traditional experiences that a luxury professional might have. And they might not understand why it is that I'm focused on, luxury is one of the categories that I'm focused on as a consultant. And one of the categories that really intrigues me. Well, first of all, I've always loved luxury products all my life, and I've always been very interested in the artistry, the professionalism, and all that goes into making a product, a service, an experience exceptional. That has always been something that has intrigued me. But I think when I was running my sports media company and we started to look at data heavily, that's where I started to realize that something was happening in the luxury market, and I became very intrigued by affluent buyers, professional buyers, and what the data was revealing. The sports company that I launched with a partner was really focused on taking the content that exists within a sports organization and leveraging it more effectively. Now, part of that is video. Another part of that is statistics. Another part of that is the narrative that goes on in a game. But another part of that is the data, or the fan and the data associated with the fan. Who is the fan? Where are they located? What is their background? Why are they motivated to be associated with this team? And when we started to explore how we could use the content that we were creating in various markets and started to partner with a lot of folks, we noticed that high-end buyers, so to speak, professional buyers, business owners, professionals, there were certain things that were consistent. The kinds of things they like to buy, the fact that they like sports, they like to go to certain kinds of sports, live events. And you start to look at this person and you say, well, what else does this person do? What kind of car does this person drive? Where do they travel, and so forth. And we started to see that when you look at a sports fan, there's a spectrum there. There's a spectrum of fans from different income brackets, different educational backgrounds, and so forth. So I remember I was vacationing on the island of St. John, and I was looking around and thinking about how to apply this concept in other markets, how to look at data more assertively. And I realized that in the luxury market, there were some changes afoot. This was back in 2001. There were some changes afoot. And you could see it from the data. You can see that there were different, now this is long before this was really, they were paying attention to that. In fact, I think the luxury market is just paying attention to that in a meaningful way, because the data is more apparent now, because we have the technology to see what people are doing online. People are more fully engaged. They're on Facebook, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Twitter, they're on Snapchat, they're on all these places, and there are different age levels, different income levels, and so forth, and we can get a better picture now. Now, in the past, we could do that by zip code, and we can do that by direct mail, and we can do that. There are lots of ways we could do that. Credit card data, for example. But the amount of data that's available now from different angles is quite enormous. And so the data is important in luxury, and that's why I emphasize it when I talk to you about how to build your business, how to service clients, and what to do with them. It's not, and also it is multiple tiers of data. So if you're a digital native, for example, you've only known a world that's digital, you might ignore quite a bit of the data that's out there, because you might think that because someone is connecting with you in social media, that that's all you need. And you might not think, okay, I need an email address, I need a phone number, I need a zip code. You might not pay attention to that. I remember back in, we used to have a service we used to fax out to sports fans. And we hired a young fellow who would get people onto this service and subscribe to it. And when I looked at what he had done, he had their name and he had their fax number. That was all he had. So I said, well, who is this person? What team, what sports team? These were sports teams at the time. What sports team are they with? And what position do they have? And he didn't know any of that. He wasn't paying attention to that because he didn't realize he needed more than that. So the goal is to get as much data as you can so that you can make intelligent decisions about your client base, and so that you can service them more effectively, so that you can respond to their taste, their preference, their interests. That's why the data is so crucial. Data is crucial in every market, particularly important in luxury, because you need to know any trigger that will enable you to sell a product or service or experience that is expensive and that you might have difficulty selling otherwise. So I got into this whole process from the data. And the data hasn't let me down. And the data has been key in helping me help those in luxury sell more effectively, market more effectively, and grow their businesses more effectively. Pay attention to the data and make data gathering, data analysis, testing of data crucial to your operation. And it will fundamentally change your business. And no matter what's going on out there, you'll at least know who you're dealing with, and you will be able to better serve those folks and do more to have them respond to what it is that you offer. The data is key. That's how I got in, and that's how my relationship with you has grown, and that's how your relationship with the client will grow. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Share it with someone who will benefit from it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.